back to the Diabetic Diet Show. Today's show is Meatballs Orange Ginger Glaze. This is show number 257 with vegetables and rice. We're going to start out with the rice. So you'll need 1 cup of water, and I've put it in here and I have it boiling. So as soon as it boils, I'm going to turn it off down to low, and then I'm going to put the rice in, cover it, let it sit, and then we'll take it off after about 13, 15 minutes. Let's start out with our ingredients while that's happening. So let's get the rice in here. That'll be our first ingredient. I've measured that. And you know the measurements are right down below on the YouTube line, or you can find them over at the website, which is jamestdds.blogspot.com. And while I'm thinking of it, be sure in the lower right hand corner to hit that subscribe button, and then next to my name hit that bell, so that when I do drop new videos, you'll get notified. I have some really good ones coming up with some bacon, and I have some good meals coming up that you'll like, and they're healthy. So our ingredients are bok choy. I have 3 little ones. I'll show you how to clean those. I have some ginger, and I just pulled it out of the freezer. Now if it's frozen, you have to scrape it with a spoon, but I just pulled it out so that it'll start to thaw. Then you're going to need some kind of Worcestershire sauce. So I have that. You'll need some garlic cloves and some demi-glaze. That just comes in a bottle, and you just want to put that in there. A couple of carrots, an orange, and then you'll need some oil. Now we could use peanut oil, or we could use canola oil, regular vegetable oil. Let's start out with cutting up the bok choy. So, you have to cut the bok choy long ways, just like this, so that it's open. Just wide open like this. Then, you want to arrange it into a strainer of some sort so that you can rinse it. I have it all rinsed. One of the first things we need to do is to cut up our garlic. So we're just going to knock the end off of our garlic like that. I would use 2 or 3 of these. I brought out 3 just in case I lose one, or one's bad, or the other day I did it and it shot across the room. So in order to have enough of them, I just went ahead and brought 3 of them out. Plus 3 is good anyway. 2 isn't enough for me. Just pop them here gently. You're supposed to do it near the end of your cutting board. Just like that. There you go. Smashes, and then the paper should come off. Or you can put it in a Tupperware and shake it to take the paper off. Just depends. This came out of the refrigerator. When it comes out of the refrigerator, it tends to have the paper come off easy. It seems like the temperature change in the refrigerator makes the garlic expand or contract. Probably contract. And the paper tends to want to come off fairly easy. There you go. Why, it's just the garlic smells good. I just want to eat the garlic. Okay, so here's some garlic. Put that aside. Now, I'm going to bring out my bok choy. One of the things that I need to do is I need to cut up my meat. So today I have 10 ounces of ground beef here that I'm going to put in the pan. So I'm going to go ahead and put some oil in here and get that going. My oil bottle, I didn't open the top all the way because this is a big mouth bottle. So I just kind of peeled back the foil a little bit. Oil's cheap anyway. Use as much of it as you want. They'll make more. But I have that going. So let's get that running around the pan here really fast. Okay, the rice is almost all set. So let's go ahead and get this stuff cut up. Set. Let's cut up our bok choy. I've washed it and rinsed it. Really rinsed it, I didn't wash it. I heard a joke once about a lady washing it with dish soap. Don't use dish soap to wash your fruits and vegetables. You can use some vinegar and then rinse it, or just use water. Of course, having the diabetic diet cup full of tea is also very highly recommended. I have 1,000 of these cups, and I'm going to give them away to my first 1,000 subscribers. So click on that subscribe button in the lower right hand corner right now. There's still room for you to get in. Let's cut up the bok choy. So with bok choy, you just want to cut off the bottom like this. Get rid of the root, and then you can go ahead and cut it up into 1/4 inch slices, just like this. Now you do use the top, but when the top starts to look bad, that's kind of where I draw the line. There we go. Bok choy is really good. You know, bok choy tastes like licorice, so this is really something good to use here. There's your bok choy all cut up. Now let's do your carrots. For the carrots, I'm just going to knock off the ends, just like that. Let's hit that one again, get a better job on it. Sometimes you miss. Stand these up holding on to the thin part, and just grab your peeler. I'm just using this fancy little thing. I like it because it's so sharp. It's just supposed to make these juliennes for salad. I like it for a potato peeler because it's so sharp. I use it for potatoes, I use it for carrots. Seems like a regular potato peeler isn't as sharp as this thing is. There we go. Keep the toe down on the cutting board. Push down and forward. Let's cut these carrots up a little bit. I like the crunch of the carrots, especially when you're doing Asian food. We made it the other night and it's just so good to have that crunch of the carrot. Okay, here we go. I'll park these in the strainer with a bok choy since they're all going the same direction. Now, let's do some ginger, and we'll just use about that much of the ginger. Now this ginger is soft because I let it out to make it easy to peel and cut. But if yours is frozen, just use a spoon to clean it up. Sometimes you have to cut it in order to peel off the bad part. And there we go. Now I'm just going to cut this up. One time I used too much of this, almost killed us. I don't know if it was the pepper or the soy sauce or the too much ginger, but poor Barb said, this stuff's too hot to eat. It was terrible. I put that in my mixing bowl, put in my Worcestershire sauce or your glaze, whatever you're going to use, your gel. Put that in. And then your orange. You want to take your orange and just roll it like this. Sometimes people will put it in the microwave for 10 seconds. Put the root on the left and the right, cut it in half. Hold it so the seeds are up in the air. Put your hand over the top so you don't get it in your eye. Squeeze. There's no easy way to do this. Just like that. Let's check our beef. Clean your hands at least. Beef is starting to look good. Got my wok tool. Thought I was grabbing a spatula. I must be thinking Asian dinner. Well, let's drink some tea and wait for a second. Let that get going. Let's cover the rice and just let that sit for a little bit. Maybe I'll stir a little first here. Just kind of fluff it. Now if you want to do this with meatballs, of course, before you cook this up, you have to put the beef in the meatballs with the breadcrumbs. I used to use Panko Breadcrumbs. But I'm just doing this as beef, and I'm just going to put in the ingredients as soon as the beef is done cooking. And the way you know that beef is done cooking is when it gets quiet. So right now it's sizzling. As soon as it's kind of done sizzling, maybe a little more smoking, it's done. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my sauce in there real fast and then finish it. Okay, the meat's starting to get quiet. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle in my breadcrumbs. Just like that. And then I'm going to put in my glaze mixture with my garlic. Boy, does that smell good. So I tend to make things a little different. Sometimes when I'm cooking than what I started out. Sometimes I change my mind as to what I want. I just thought this would be kind of a neat way to do this. You hear how quiet it is? I haven't turned the burner down or anything. The burner's still on. It's just the meat is cooked. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get this bok choy and everything in here and get this heating. Put my garlic on top. I didn't want to put it in too soon and burn it. Stir this all in like this. Lemon. You can use lemon juice, lime juice, wine. You can get it out of the container that I set it in. Let's go ahead and put a lid on this and let it steam a little bit. Rice is sitting there. Now that that's been sitting and steaming, let's put our rice in here. I like it all together. We've lowered the temperature of the pan, so let's go ahead and give it a little bit of wine. I'm using a red, which will be sweet. It's going to offset this other stuff or complement the glaze. Just give this a quick stir. Take out anything you don't like. It's just a rock. No, not really. Might find my car keys in there. You know, if you're ever looking for your car keys, look in the freezer. Now I'm going to take my oranges. I'm just going to knock off the backs. And then there's a ring right here that I want. Right there like that. So we're going to knock off the back. And grab this little ring. I just want this to have on my plate. Some rule when you have Asian food, you have to have oranges. I have 4 for each dish. There's 2 of us. Food is almost done. Let's go ahead and plate it up. It's been steaming. It's all real nice. This smells so good. I cannot believe this. I made a lot too. This is going to be for 2 of us. We're going to have leftovers tonight, Barb. Man, we should invite the neighbors over. The neighbors are always beating me up because they could smell this cooking. I don't blame them. I could smell it cooking too. I'm dying too. Look at that, huh? Let's put this off to the side here for the moment. And then let's drop our oranges on here. Just like that, huh? Wow. All right, everybody. We got a little bit of tea left. Asian tea, Asian food, that's the show. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye for now.